to ZNZ Reviews.
I'm Zach.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Zach. Today we were going to be reviewing Sucker Punch. It's directed by Zack Snyder and stars an ensemble female cast. It's about a girl named Baby Doll who is taken to a mental facility by her stepfather in the 1950s, and she teams up with other inmates to escape.
So, you want to shout out why we went?
We went because you've been looking forward to it for what?
I've been looking forward to it since it was announced at Comic-Con a few
And
years ago.
I wanted to go see it because it looked like a cool action movie, and it looked like the Mindbender during the trailers.
Yeah.
But other people would want to go see it because of other reasons. But we saw it because it had cool action. Looked like it could be a Mindbender and other reasons.
Yeah. Plus, the whole Zack Snyder being
Oh
involved.
yeah,
in
he makes cool action movies.
Not just action movies.
But
Watchmen was barely an action movie. But okay.
Yeah.
You wanna go?
Yeah, one thing I was going to add about the Zack Snyder thing was that, we've seen all Zack Snyder's movies. We love all his movies. He's one of our favorite directors. And the fact that he was directing it, and not only directing it, but actually writing it, like, it's not based on anything else. It's him actually writing it. That made it sound even better because up until then, all his movies were based on something else. Like Watchmen and 300 were graphic novels, and Dawn of the Dead is a remake of a movie. And it was also, the script was written by another person. So this made it even cooler, and it kind of seemed like this could show us just how good of a writer he could be too. And so we've just been looking forward to it ever since, you hear Zack Snyder's name, and we're like, oh, sweet, another Zack Snyder movie.
A movie that is gonna kick butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder movies.
So it has been critically panned by almost every reviewer.
What did he get? Like
seriously,
28 out of 100? 27.
On Metacritic it currently has a 36 average, and it's totally wrong because they compare it to movies like Matrix and Inception, and these are the only two Mindbender movies that have ever really been accepted by the public. Other than that, movies like Donnie Darko or Fight Club didn't do great at the box office and only were won over by reviewers years later when somebody else discovered them and decided to say, hey, this is actually a good movie. And we're like, yeah, we agree. But it is a really good movie, and the script is fantastic.
The story, too. So many people were talking about the story, like, that looks like it has no story. It's just about, girls running around fighting monsters. It's just random put in there, yeah. And it has a really good story.
It has a big story behind it.
It's a big, I know, it has a big
awesome
story.
Movie.
It has a lot of story to it, and people didn't really expect that, I guess, so.
Yeah, the acting was also really, really good. It had Emily Browning, who, if you saw a series on Unfortunate Events a few years ago, or The Uninvited.
Who saw that movie?
Jenna Malone, who, if you've seen Donnie Darko, she's awesome.
Vanessa Hudgens, have you seen High School Musical?
Yeah, and Abby Cornish, who was just in Limitless last week. And then
Jamie Chung.
Jamie Chung, yeah.
Who's going to be in The Hangover?
Rob Schneider's daughter in Grown Ups, and is in The Hangover too.
Yeah.
Grown Ups suck. Yeah, but anything you want to add?
Well, the direction style. Back to the director. The direction style Zack Snyder uses in Watchmen and 300 both just a ton of CGI type stuff, like backgrounds, and like all his action scenes have that element to it, and he did a really good job. Is in this, it's still, even though he's used it before, it still seems just as new as it did in his other movies, and it's still just as cool as it is in Watchmen or 300. And it really, like, not even talking about the CGI, just showing his camera, his view, how he thought it should look, is just really awesome. And it is a big part to the movie itself. Like, without him directing it, like, let's say it was exactly the same, a different director, it just might not have worked at all. Because he's got this really unique style that just, it makes his movies a Zack Snyder.
And then the other thing I wanted to say was the soundtrack was surprisingly good. I know.
I loved it. I bought one of the songs.
Yeah.
Sweet Dreams Are Made of Me.
Like Emily
remake.
Browning's voice is just amazing.
She did a few songs, didn't she?
Yeah, she did Asleep. She
Sweet
did
Dreams.
Sweet Dreams, and she had a part in the Where's My Mind. Where's My Mind I thought was the only flawed track, although I would say it's more because I was such a fan of the original Pixies version. Don't get me wrong, I was a fan of the Beatles version of Tomorrow Never Knows, but I just kind of felt it was too much of a dumbed down version, kind of a
Because
soft
these
version.
songs were sung by men, right?
Yeah,
and then
But they were remade
yeah,
by
younger
girls
Well, yeah, younger
Women.
female
to
artists.
the whole
go with the movie.
yeah. The whole point of the soundtrack was that it was these originally male songs that were now done by mostly women.
Except for the Queen and
Oh yeah,
except for rapper.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
yeah. If
That
anybody
was-
listens to the soundtrack before they see the movie, don't worry about that one track because we all said that part was gonna suck, but then we saw the movie and
It was
without
just
spoiling
awesome.
it,
That was my
that
favorite
scene
part.
is just so awesome.
Like my favorite song part of the movie.
Yeah,
It's just
that
awesome.
was-
It went together so
But
awesomely, and it
back
was
to the-
funny. And
But back to the action part is what I thought about is it left you wanting more of it. Like all the special effects. Like after one action part was done,
Yeah,
I always wanted I want to see more of this.
yeah, it was really good in that way, and made too with. Like some action movies you'll have where it's just like, oh, flipping over here,
Yeah.
explosions, flipping over here, flipping over here.
yeah,
But
but
The
actually,
dead person sad.
it actually
Explosion.
had a good story like put into it, and there was good reasons for the action part, so it felt seamlessly put together. It was really good. Nathan, you want to say something?
I want them to make like another movie kind of close to this. Like I don't know, if they can. It's impossible to make a prequel or sequel.
You're not, yeah, but
No.
I know what you mean. You're
you
saying
want
something
another
of that same style.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
another
that
Zack
movie
Snyder
was
movie.
awesome. Everything about it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's a must go, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We saw it
Let's
twice
go.
in the same day.
Twice in the same day. Midnight
Midnight
premiere, and then the
like,
next
midnight
day at
premiere, and then like
7:35.
midnight premiere, and then we all call each other up. We're like, "You guys want to go see that again?" Yeah.
Nathan's like, oh, I can't. Oh no, I'm in. All right.
I'm in.
Last
Then
minute
we're all
thing.
seeing it. Well, you guys are seeing it again tomorrow, and I'm seeing it with someone else.
Yeah. So I mean, that'll be our
Interesting.
third time. Do we want to
Go
say
for our
what?
ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we all have talked about this, and we've agreed. Even though it seems like we say this a lot, this is the best movie of the year so far, and we all. I'm gonna give it a 10.
10.
Easy 10. If I were to give it a 20, I'd
Doing
give
the
it a 20.
math, that's an average
Don't guess. You might get it wrong. It's a 10.
9.
Yep. So yeah, our average
That's
grade is a
total.
10, and we were just really happy about it. We were worried almost that it wasn't gonna be as good as we expected it to be.
'Cause you got
I
all
thought it
hyped up, but like it
And
was.
then after the
It
critics,
is still.
We go into that
I think
movie
off.
thing. We go into that movie thing, and maybe we've gotten our hopes up a little bit to a high, where we're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so awesome."
I wasn't disappointed at all.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
The other thing
Not
I want to
one.
say was like to keep our
Oh.
reviews valid. We like good movies. My favorite movie of last year was The King's Speech, which won the Oscar.
Fighter.
The Fighter was both of our one of our favorite movies of last year. So it wasn't just like a hey, this is a young movie aimed at young viewers.
Actually, Toy
So
Story
it's-
3.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it wasn't just this blind action movie. Just like there it is. It actually had a good story, and it makes it
So
worth
overall,
watching.
it's a 10. Don't listen to what the reviewers say. It's a movie that you must experience for yourself. Next week we'll be reviewing Insidious and Source
Source
Code. Check those out. Don't forget to subscribe. It's just up there. It only takes one click.
Comment.
Comment, any suggestions for other movies to
Or
review,
dislike.
older, newer, whatever you think we should see. We'd love to take your
Pulp
advice.
Fiction.
We'd love to take your advice, review it. So just comment. whatever
Rate,
you need.
subscribe.
We'll see you next week.